My next guest is award-winning dancer, composer, and choreographer Māhealani Uchiyama. Her book, The Mbira, an African musical tradition, introduces us to this sacred musical instrument of the Shona people in Zimbabwe, and she's here to tell us all about it. Māhealani Uchiyama, welcome to Black Renaissance. It's so good to see you.
Thank you so much for having me. It is truly a pleasure.
I'm going to call you Mahea for this interview. I think that it's a beautiful name. You have such a gorgeous name.
Thank you.
You know, you are kind of the embodiment of just the world, bridging cultures. I've seen the work you do with all kinds of different dance, Polynesian dance, teaching, for example, hula. It's really beautiful. I got a chance to see you. You even were playing the ukulele, and just a lovely, lovely thing to watch. Now, your beginnings in the United States, experiencing all the racial injustices that come with being a Black woman, you were drawn to African culture. How has Mbira served to open your soul and reconnect you with your own roots?
Thank you for the question. I think in addition to just being a fully beautiful, immersive, gorgeous form of music, it is considered to have the ability to speak to our ancestors, and similar to the dance culture itself, to bring us into the awareness that we are a part of something bigger than just ourselves. It is a communal form of music. When I first heard Mbira, I heard it in a concert here in the Bay Area, and I wasn't expecting the response that I had. Personally, I essentially forgot where I was.
Wow.
I was no longer just sitting at the Freight and Salvage. I was visiting with relatives that I knew had passed. I was remembering things that probably might have come from a different realm. I don't know. I can't explain exactly what happened when I first encountered this music.
When I heard it, I had a similar reaction. There are such beautiful harmonies. When you look at the instrument, it looks kind of like a kalimba. Do you remember the kalimba, Earth, Wind, and Fire? I think they did a song called Kalimba. How is Mbira different from kalimba?
The Mbira is an instrument that is at least 1,000 years old. It has a canon of songs that are at least that old. It is a ceremonial instrument. It is used in ceremony to connect an individual with their community and to connect the community to the realm of the ancestors. Physically, the instrument has 3 manuals of keys, which are played by both the thumbs of both hands and the index finger of the right hand, and the small hole on the bottom right of the soundboard into which you insert your baby finger. The kalimba, on the other hand, was essentially created by an ethnomusicologist named Hugh Tracy in South Africa. He was a South African ethnomusicologist who was taken with traditional African music of his era. That we're talking about the beginning of the last century, in that early period, at the height of apartheid. And he took an instrument that it was popular in Zimbabwe and in Mozambique called the nyunga nyunga, and he patterned the kalimba after this particular instrument, having taken away the buzzing element, and it's easy to play. It was retuned in such a way that would be appealing to Western musical tastes. It's really easy to play short riffs, and it sounds beautiful. I mean, it is a very pretty little instrument, but it's not the same as Mbira.
It's not the same at all. And you've written a book about it to bring Mbira to Black Americans. Why don't we know about this?
My feeling is that it was first introduced in this country in the 70s, I want to say, at the University of Washington
Oh,
by Dumisame Maraere, a brilliant scholar, a musician. And so the tradition got rooted in this country there and in Oregon. And there are people who are playing the music who learned in those years who are now teaching the music to their community, which I think is a wonderful and beautiful thing. The only problem, of course, is that there's not a lot of African Americans in these communities. So the book was written for everybody. You know, it is written for all
of course,
communities.
of
I believe
course.
the Mbira really does belong to everybody, but I really want to bring the awareness of this instrument into the African American community because of the healing nature of the music. It is something that we really need. The communal nature of the music is something that we really need, and just the simple beauty of it. And is there should be no confusion that the Mbira and the kalimba are the same thing, because they are not.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I am so happy to be able to speak with you about this morning. And of course, we could go on, but folks, they need to get the book. You also give lessons, and I'll make sure everyone knows how to find the book and find you.
I want to thank you so much. This has been an honor and a pleasure. Thank you so very much for having me.
Māhealani is such an amazing teacher. To find out about her classes, in person and online, go to her website, Māhealani.com. Her book, The Mbira, an African Musical Tradition, is available on Amazon and at independent bookstores nationwide.